I'm gonna count to 3, and then we're gonna clap at the same time so I can sing it up, right?
All right, okay.
So it's gonna go 1, 2, 3, clap, right?
Okay.
You guys got it?
I'm just kidding.
You already failed.
I was practicing.
Alrighty, 1, 2, 3. You were late.
This is like school.
One more time.
I know.
One more time. Ready? 1, 2, 3. All right,
is that good?
As I fill up the pages with these verses in my rhyme book, I space out in the middle while I'm writing, then I take a look. Eyes pointed at the sky, it's mad clear. I'm just thankful for the fact that I'm still here, 22 and living like I ain't had shit to eat. While you think on all these songs, I'm devouring these beats. Got the dreams that many seek, but only few achieve.
What's up, everybody? Today we are on the Wolf House podcast. We got my man Yuri over here.
What's up, guys?
Known as Harmonious Yuriy, Harmonious Gang in the house today.
What's up, everyone? Thank you so much for inviting me on. I appreciate you so much, and I apologize for being so late off rip because I do really feel bad. We're supposed to start at 5 and we're starting at like 7 because I was running like 2 hours late.
It's all love, man. The fact that you showed up is just that's what. I really appreciate it.
No problem, dude.
An effort to even show up after. I know you had a lot of stuff going on, so.
Oh, no problem, bro. Like I said earlier, I appreciate the fact that you were like my first guest on my podcast, and I was so juiced in the fact that you were down to come on my shit, and you even replied to my DM. I was like, DM. I was just like, bro, I definitely owe you the fact that I should come on your podcast easily,
No, man, it's all love. It's all just reciprocated, and I was saying it's crazy how the universe brought us all together. Like I said, I used to watch, I still do, obviously, but a few years back, I watched your skating. I watched you on your podcast, your streams, your lives, all your stuff, the content you make. And then it's crazy because, I was like, oh, he skates too, obviously. Mm-hmm. And then us being skaters brought it all together, And
no, facts. It's like I always, people sometimes complain about how much I try to. I don't try to, but I just feel like I do it not purposely. But I relate a lot of shit to skateboarding. You know what I mean? Like, because it's just like my point of reference, and it's like it's done a lot for me as for like how I communicate with people. The types of people I know. It's like the types of shit I know. You know what I mean? Like, if it wasn't for skateboarding, I'd probably be spending more time at home. You know what I mean? Because I'm more of like a nerdy, like computer type person. I like to play games and shit, but skateboarding actually like got me out of my comfort zone, sending me to different areas of Los Angeles, meeting different people, hanging out with homeless people and shit like that.
So would you say skateboarding allowed you to become more social instead of being kind of like to yourself and more like you said, playing video games and stuck in the house? It allowed you to see the world a little more?
No, facts, 100%. Like, especially when like now I don't skateboard even as close, not even close to this, how much I used to back in the day, but I used to spend like minimum like 8 hours a day outside, just skateboarding, literally just trying to find any reason not to be at home, but I'd be skating with the homies. And after a while, it's like you're just on the street, you just talk to people, you know what I mean? Like talk to other skateboarders that you see and shit like that. And at a certain point, like, it's a joke amongst me and my other friends where like when you're all walking on the street in LA, it feels like a lot of people are just so to themselves. They're scared to even like, even have a little small talk with some random person. They're just gonna be like, okay, whatever, goodbye, But like, I feel like a skateboarder is more likely just to fucking talk because he has all the time in the world. He's chilling outside all day, He's on a rush or some shit.
Yeah, that's true. We kind of like have the key to the streets, right, as skaters, because we truly like grew up in the gutter. Like we sit on the ground in the gutter.
No,
we
facts.
Eat our lunch on our skateboards.
Exactly.
Gutter,
no, low key.
And we all came up off that together, and did what we did when our when our ways within the industries were in. It
definitely humbles you for sure. It's like I feel like any person that you see that's a millionaire or super successful now, if they ever had a history in skateboarding, like I feel like they are more likely to be a more humble person than the next millionaire who wasn't a skateboarder, because it's the shit that you're talking about. You actually sat down on the floor, just like eating a hot dog from 7-Eleven, like with your homies at one point.
Yep. And it teaches you that like, you have the ability to persevere. Like if you stick through it, and that applies to life. No,
facts. Yeah. That's the one thing I always like, the main takeaway I feel like I've had from skateboarding is like the idea of just not giving up immediately, because I feel like I've had that in myself and I noticed it in other people. Like you try to take the homie snowboarding, right? And he like falls every time he tries and he just gets frustrated with it. And you're like, bro, no, keep trying it. But sometimes a person gets so frustrated with failing that they're just like, nah, I don't want to do it anymore. Shit's a pain in the ass. And like skateboarding teaches you that like, almost everything's a pain in the ass to learn. You just got to learn how to deal with it.
Man. And that translates into life where it could be like, You wake up and your damn car doesn't start. Instead of being like, fuck this, I'm done, you know, throwing in the towel. You're like, well, shit, I remember kickflip took me years to learn. Like, let me try to figure this one out.
No,
you know?
exactly. Yeah, it definitely teaches patience and all that shit. But it's kind of funny, like, because there's that one term where it says, like, insanity is trying the same thing over and over again and getting the same results.
Exactly,
and it
yeah.
kind of is skateboarding
That is
sometimes.
skating.
Like, you'll try to kickflip some stair set and you'll be 50 tries in and you'll have fallen the same way 30 times.
Exactly.
You're still trying it, though, you know what I mean? Because you want a different result at some point.
And to the outside looking in, it looks like insanity. Like
Exactly.
you said, like, this person is just hitting his shins and landing primo, almost hit his head.
Yeah.
And he's still going for, he or she's still going for it. Like, what's going on here? And that's that skate mentality, that perseverance, bro. And then eventually, shit, you might fucking roll away. And you're like,
Exactly.
shit, look, told you.
And the next thing you know, it's just like it's way easier to the next time as well. You know, that's the other thing
Builds
I
that muscle memory.
just muscle memory. Then also like kind of like that mental block of trying something you've never done before, and then trying something you've like already done before. Then you're like past that mental barrier. Where you're like, I can do it again. You know?
It's like podcasting.
Yeah, exactly. Like anything, basically. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like
Skating
people get
is
annoyed.
life, man. Skate life. I'm telling you, that shit tatted on me. Okay, we'll bring it back. So where are you originally from?
So I was born in Russia, but I came to America when I was like 2 years old, and then the place I came to was in West Hollywood, Los Angeles, and then I basically lived there my whole life. My parents still live there.
Sick.
Yeah, in that same apartment.
Wow. Okay.
And yeah, I lived there until like 25, and I moved out, and I'm 28 now, so I only moved out
Okay,
like not
bet.
too long ago, like
Okay.
2-3 years ago.
Well, congratulations.
Oh,
Spread
thank
your
you, dude.
wings, man.
No,
That's
facts.
what's
Thank you,
up.
man.
You're doing great.
Appreciate you, man.
How did you get into skating? Was there someone that got you into skating, or like did you see a pro skater or something?
It's kind of funny,
what
like
inspired you?
I remember there's this park that's close to the apartment I lived in. It's called Plummer Park, and there was like already this like group of skateboarding like kids who already skated there, and I didn't know anything about them. But sometimes when I'd be outside my house, I would see them like skating down my street going towards that park. And I remember there's like these two plantain gaps in front of my house, and one day I was like outside with my sisters, and I seen one of them skating down, and he like ollied one, and then like went, and then ollied the next one. He like ollied both plantains.
Like, how did he do that?
And I was like,
that was
what?
magic.
Exactly. I was like, yo, that was so badass. I was like, that's so sick. And I remember at that point, I was like starting to get intrigued into skateboarding. And I think that was like around second grade. And I remember like I was like begging my parents for a board, and they got me like a Walmart board, like plastic trucks, you know what I mean, and
Yeah,
shit
I
like
feel
that.
that.
And then
Yeah.
I was just like, I remember I'd be outside my house like fucking trying to
to figure
practice
it out,
ollies
yeah.
and shit like that. But it's hard to like remember exactly when I got started, because also like I looked at like some family albums of my photos of me back in Russia in the village, because I grew up in like in a village, or that's where like my whole family is and shit. I moved out here when I was 2, but I visited twice. But I was looking at these old family albums, and I saw this old photo of me like as a kid. I guess it was when I visited, and I had this like weird ass like literally a board like this
board,
thick,
damn.
like crazy looking metal trucks, huge weird wheels, like nothing I would ever. It looks like a monster truck skateboard.
Yeah, there's no
but there
way
was
you
a
remember
photo
this
of me like
board,
next to this
yeah.
board, and I was like, where the fuck did this board come from? So I was kind of thinking, I was like, maybe like I've been seeing skateboards for a long
Yeah.
time somehow. Like I don't know, but I
Skating's
think
in the
around
blood.
second grade is when I got that plastic, shitty board. But
Yeah.
when I was in 7th and 8th grade in middle school, that's when I was really like trying to learn tricks. You know what I mean? Like actually trying to learn how to kickflip and all that shit.
Okay, cool.
Mm-hmm.
Did it take you a while to kickflip?
Yeah, I remember fucking like taking my board apart at one point and like putting my deck on my like bed or like on my carpet floor, and I was like trying to learn kickflips there like
Oh, no
that.
way.
And
Like
then
trampoline style,
yeah,
no
exactly. Like
trampoline.
trying to be more safer
Yeah,
about
yeah.
it. But I don't remember exactly how long it took, but I remember it took a minute. Like I remember I had a couple other homies in my skate group that were like my same age, and they were progressing super fast. Like one of my homies was like learning kickflip one day, then a month later he's already doing switch flips, and I'm still on fucking kickflip.
Bro,
And
that
I'm
was
just like
me, dude.
really?
I couldn't skate for crap. It took me so long to learn the basics. I don't even know. Kickflip was like one of the last tricks. Like I learned heel flips first. It's so random.
Really?
Yeah.
I feel like with your skating, like you get so much pop, and like I don't know, your tricks it just feels so fluid. You know what I mean? That it feels like I would assume that you'd be one of those people that it came to naturally. But you saying that you had to like work for everything,
I
it
worked
makes it
hard
interesting.
for that, dude, because I saw people skating and I was like, I want to do that. I want to be as good as them. How do I do that? And I just like willed it into existence, honestly. 'Cause,
Really?
I was not good at skating. It's crazy. And then
But did you have homies that you saw they were like, I want to learn how to tray flip?
Sponsored and everything. Yeah,
Jesus.
and I was just like way behind, bro. And then somehow I figured I caught up. I don't even know.
Isn't it weird though? Like sometimes like I don't know what it is, genetics or I don't know what it is, but sometimes a person can be on a board for like a couple months and then out of nowhere they just are able to tray flip or kick flip, and you're like, how the fuck are you just able to
clicks for
pick it
them.
up so quickly?
Yeah,
You
it
know,
just clicks.
it doesn't even make sense.
I don't know. Some people just got it, dude.
Same thing probably applies to like juggling or some shit. You know what I mean? Like when one person could pick it up way quicker than the other, just random tasks.
You're like, how the hell? And then you go pick it up and you just dropped all of them.
Exactly.
Oh man. Okay. Well, who's your favorite pro skateboarder?
It's like I don't know. It's like I don't really watch or consume too much skateboarding to like be hella like active. You know what I mean? Like, oh, this is the person that I really look up to right now. But I have a group of skateboarders that I really fuck with. You know what I mean? Like a bunch of different people where I've always like fucked with Matters apps.
Yeah. Sorry.
He's like I feel like I really like his style. I'm like,
Matters is dope. He has a cool creative way to
yeah,
of skating,
right,
yeah.
bro.
He
I
thinks outside the box. It's
exactly.
sick.
That's what I really appreciate.
Shout out
Is
to
like
Matters,
you
that's
can
the
tell
homie.
he's super talented, but he really thinks about his tricks and shit.
Sick.
His like I forgot the element part that he came out with, but that part was super sick.
He Firecracker Del Toro, dude.
Dude, I know the banger was fucking Firecracker El Toro, which is like, it seems so stupid and simple, but go try that. You're gonna die, dude. You're gonna die, bro, if you try that shit. Like, you're gonna get so mangled if you try to Firecracker El Toro. Like, the bravery, the skill involved in that last trick. But you look at it, it seems like a goofy trick.
Yeah.
But like, a real skateboarder will look at it and be
that
like,
shit.
bro, I'm not, there's no way I'm
Go
trying
try
that shit.
He's
Yeah.
thinking outside the box.
Carl Watson.
Carl Watson's dope.
He has like a bunch of tricks I like
style,
learned
yeah.
from him. Shane Cross.
Oh,
like
R.I.P. He's
yeah,
a
R.I.P. Shane
legend,
Cross.
yeah.
I've
He's a freaking legend.
specifically learned
Wow.
fucking no comply 360s front threes
Oh,
because he did
sick.
it in that Let's Live part, like
Yeah,
in a
yeah, yeah.
line, and I was like, what the
Was that
fuck?
the Volcom video?
Yeah, the Vulcan
Yeah,
video,
that's
and that was
right,
like
okay.
that, like one of those parts where you see a trick and it looks like magic. I was
Mm-hmm.
like, what the fuck? That looks so sick. And I remember specifically learning that shit because of that part. And there's probably like other people I could probably remember later. You know what I mean?
sure.
But
Yeah,
just
yeah.
like it always like kind of changes.
It does, yeah. I feel that
Mm-hmm.
100%. Did you have any skate videos that inspired you growing up? Like, was there like a certain video you would watch when you were little to get you hyped on skating?
Yeah, I don't know even why, but that dude NKA, he dropped a video called
Hey,
Proof.
Nigel, yeah.
Yeah, Nigel
Shout
dropped
out
that
to
video called
Nigel,
Proof,
yeah.
and I bought it like on iTunes video on my iPod
Sick.
Touch, and I literally watched that video like fucking hundreds of times, like in homeroom in high school classes, just watching that video. The beginning, Birdhouse, like I really like that video too.
Dope.
I forgot his name, like Justin Schulte.
Yeah.
Dude, his
Valley
tricks were
Loco right there.
bro. Well, really?
Justin Schulte,
I didn't
yeah.
know that. His tricks were crazy in that part. I thought that was super cool. And there was that other dude, Gregor. I forgot his name, Gregor something. But yeah, the beginning, that other video part.
Wow.
Fucking what's that girl video?
Yeah,
fuck.
right.
No, it wasn't. Yeah, right. It was after. What was the? It was like a 3-series video part. What was it called? Fully Flared. There you go. When Fully Flared came out with Mike Mo.
Oh, he's
that
dope.
shit, bro. At that point, when I saw Mike Mo skating, I was like, bro,
Game
this
changer.
is that was a game changer.
Yeah, yeah.
I was like, I watched that shit hella times. The beginning, Fully Flared, and Proof. I watched like the most out of any other videos, probably.
Damn, those are great picks, bro. Those are awesome. What got you into streaming? Like, how did you pick up the camera and start vlogging and getting into all this content stuff?
Streaming came like way after. At first, no, you're good. I have a dog too. Streaming came way after. At first, I was working at Starline Tours on Hollywood Boulevard selling tours or whatever.
No way, in the bus?
Yeah, like,
Where they
but
drive
selling
around
tickets
in the
for the
bus?
bus. But
Oh,
I'd be the
okay,
dude on
okay.
Hollywood Boulevard selling the tickets
Got
for
you,
the bus
got
and
you,
shit. And I
okay.
was doing that for a while. And then one day when I was off work, I was skating in Brooklyn Projects, the half pipe in the background. And I broke my ankle skateboarding. And then I was just like on unemployment and disability for like 7 months. Because I was literally like bedridden for like 6-7 months. I couldn't go anywhere. And then while I was bedridden for 6-7 months, I was just like watching hella YouTube videos, hella movies. And then there was like different YouTubers I found, like Adam. I think I was already into him, or maybe I found him around that time, like No Jumper. And then there was this dude named Cody's Labs, who's like, he's like this like scientist guy, but he makes the most random videos. Like I got into him because he made a beekeeping series about how to keep bees.
Bees?
Yeah, just
like how to care after bees.
Exactly. And bro, he was getting like 300,000, 400,000 views per video. And I just started watching because it was interesting, and it was super low quality videos, but it was like kind of like introducing me to the idea of like, bro, on YouTube, there's an audience almost for anything. You know what I mean? As long as like you're kind of like smart, or you know anything about the things that you want to talk about, or you have something to bring to the table, and your video and audio quality is like somewhat okay. It's like there's an audience almost for anything. And like Cody's Lab was like a big inspiration for me. And I was thinking like, I want to start a YouTube video. And I was already thinking like, dude, every time I go skating with my homies, we're like jumping into schools and like
you're already doing it.
Getting kicked out by security. Exactly. We're already doing all this fun, stupid shit with my homies. So I was like, I want to, film that shit. So I started like vlogging. Once I got better, I just started vlogging me and my homies like skating and all that stuff. And I was like vlogging for like probably 2-3 years for a while. And then after a while, I found out about this dude, Ice Poseidon, and I really got into his streams. I was like watching his streams a lot. And then he had said something that like really hit me, where like at that point I was like, it was like 2 years in, I was posting maybe 4 to 5 videos a week, and it was taking so much time of filming, editing, all this shit. And he was talking about live streaming, where he's like, bro, he's like, I don't have to edit anything. I just go live and then I do the thing, and then I end the stream and I don't have to edit nothing. It's just way easier and smoother. And I was like, oh yeah, that does sound like less work. I was like, let me.
That's the shortcut. Right
exactly.
there.
I was like, I was so tired of editing, so I was like, all right. And then also, I was never a fan of live streaming, but watching his streams and a couple other streams, it got me like, like to become a fan of it. And I was just realizing like it's a lane that I feel like isn't fully explored a lot, and I kind of wanted to get into it, especially the IRL streaming idea, where typically when someone's streaming, they're streaming at their desk. You know what I mean? Like, and almost 95% of people just stream at their desk. Very few people actually take their streams and go outside and like do public shit. So that's why I was inspired to try to get to that point. You know?
And you're changing the game with streaming because you're implementing skating now.
Oh yeah, I've been trying. I have this idea that I've been trying to do. I was gonna try to do this week, but it might not work out.
I'm just kidding.
No, it's fine if someone else does it. But I want to do like a 24-hour skate stream where like I'm in a warehouse for 24 hours and I can't go to sleep, and it's like $1 to $10 range.
Need to find you a warehouse.
That's the issue. Is like I think I do have a warehouse, but it's hard to like schedule everything.
Man.
I know for real.
24-hour skate stream.
Yeah, I want to do like, because I've done like $1 a minute streams and shit like that, and like I kind of repurposed the whole $1 per thing idea, and I've done a bunch of different shit like $1 per balloon, and my whole room is full of balloons and shit like that. So now I want to do like $1 not ollie, like $2 a kick flip, $3 a heel flip, or some shit like that. And then
I'm in there, bro. Let me know.
I was gonna ask you, to come through, and then I just want to. It's kind of like a challenge to see skate if I could skate for 24 hours.
Bro, that's
and also see how many tricks I have to do.
We'll get all the waters and everything, food ready, snacks, weed.
You, I'm definitely gonna need that, 100%.
All that stuff. Okay, how was it hanging out with Ice Poseidon? Like, what was the funnest part about making that trip? Because you went out to, what was it, Texas, right?
Yeah, to Texas.
And what was the funnest part about hanging out with Ice Poseidon?
Just like I feel like, realizing like the type of energy he has, where it's like I feel like I've met certain like content creators where I knew of their content before I met them in person, and then once I met them in person, I'm starting to realize like, oh, this is why I feel like he or she is so popular. This is why people gravitate towards their content, because you see it in their personality, like they're super eccentric or they're super funny or whatever it is. And when I was with him, I was like realizing like this energy that he has on stream, it's like they're off stream. Like even when we were off stream, he's always like ready to have a random conversation with some dude and be like, hey, you want to come to our house? Like, come through. And
he's almost always stream ready, huh? Yeah,
exactly. And then also, just being on stream with him, I was like also realizing like the lengths he was ready to take it to. Like at one point we were streaming, we were like about to cap the night, and then we were like driving basically through this like road that had a forest on both ends, and it's like super dark. It's like 9 p.m. and he's driving, and then we see this dude like pop out of the side of the bushes basically, and he's like in a Speedo, and he's holding like his clothes over his arm, and they're like wet.
Yeah.
And then he's like waving his arm, trying to wave us down.
Is he in trouble?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what was going on. And then Ice like stops. He's like, "What's going on, dude?" And this guy's like, I don't know, man. I woke up in a river. There's a river over there. He's like, I'm lost. Can you please drive me back to my hotel?
gosh.
And this, and I just had like a Tesla, and this dude's soaking wet from a river. And I'm thinking like, there's no way he wants this soaking wet guy from a river. And he seemed like he was on drugs or something.
Yeah.
He seemed like he was out of his mind. And also there was like a huge event going on. So he's probably like
He's just
a
dude from the
partier.
event. He
Exactly.
just
Got
stumbled
too
upon-
lit or some shit. But dude, I was surprised, but he was like, yeah, man, come on in. He invited him in, and he's like, where do you stay? We're gonna take you there. And then we drove him to his hotel.
You guys let him in the car?
Yes. And yeah.
in the nice Tesla. This dude
Yeah.
is soaking wet.
And then
Yeah, man, I would have done my Prius, man.
bro, and then we drive to this hotel where I'm assuming we're just gonna drop this dude off, and along the drive there, this dude that we picked up ends up like getting a crush on Ice Poseidon or some shit, and he just like desperately wants to like fuck him or some shit like that. And Ice realizes this, and instead of like, if this was happening to me, my reaction would be like, oh shit, like kind of weird. Okay, goodbye, dude.
You gotta go up, get
Ice's
out my car.
reaction was
Bye.
like, he was like, oh, you like me? He's like, what are you willing to do for me? And then he was just like turning it into content.
Saw content.
The fact that this gay, horny
Saw content
dude in
opportunity.
Speedos was like, you know,
Holy shit.
acting weird with him sexually.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, okay. He's like, I'll let you touch my body if you get us up to the
my
jacuzzi of this
God.
roof over here. And this dude was like willing to climb the side of a building
Holy
almost
cow.
to sneak us into this hotel. Bro, it was a
Wow.
shit show. And I was
That's a
realizing it
trip.
as I was there. I was like, bro, like I would not have taken it this far.
That's a trip.
But this is why he's so popular,
That is
because
why. 'Cause he takes it to the extreme.
Exactly, and I
He's
was
willing
like
to do what
realizing
most aren't. Right?
I would not have. Yeah, I would have probably not have even let him into my car. Probably,
Yeah.
you know.
That's
It would've
a
Yeah,
love.
same. I'm with you, man.
Yeah, and I'm all for helping people in distress, you know, in crazy situations. But if you guys saw the situation we were in, it looked like a crazy drug-fueled, you know, man that was just like.
Yeah.
You see this every day in LA, so maybe we're desensitized to it. But like,
Well, he clearly saw it as a good content opportunity, and it sounds like you guys had a trip.
no, yeah, it was interesting. But I learned a lot that experience for sure.
For sure, man.
I was appreciative.
Do you
for
have
it.
any other awkward moments that you were trying to film content and someone else jumped in, random person, like
Let
a
me.
situation that made you very uncomfortable where you were trying to film some content?
I'm trying to think. I can't remember anything like straight off the top of my
Were you
head.
ever streaming and like someone popped in the background, or like tried to like, you know how on the news channels when the news reporter's reporting and people put like
Yeah,
the bunny
yeah,
ears
yeah.
or like try to distract you or something? Have you ever had?
Wait, what?
Did you get kicked out recently?
Oh yeah, I was like streaming at a bar and I got kicked out. But nah, I can't think of like something crazy like that has
What
happened.
about the homeless guy?
Well, homeless guy.
Remember the dude in your stream? He just popped up. He's like the homeless guy. And at first you thought he was like trying to be a part of your stream, but then you realized he was kind of trying to like finesse you in some way. Remember you said something like...
Wait, was
some
this
dude
the recent stream?
No, this was a while back. So you said you were streaming and some dude kept getting close to you. Like he sat next to you and he kept getting close to you. And at first you didn't know if he was what he was doing, if he was trying to rob you, or what he was doing.
Yeah, yeah.
And then eventually, did you like just let him stay in the stream, or how did that?
Oh, actually, no.
come
That's
about?
that's actually okay. So this is a good answer to that. I forgot about that, but yeah, I was like streaming at Plumber Park actually, and at one point, like I sat down on this ledge, and I had like my backpack and my weed and all this stuff next to me on the left, and I had the camera like to my right, so I'm looking this way, and on my camera, I have like a little screen where I could see what's going
Oh,
on.
you mirrored him.
And at one point I'm like streaming, and then as soon as like I turn around this way, I see him like duck in like that way towards my stuff, and then I turn
Wow.
back around, and then he does like that. You know what I mean? Like,
tried to act like he
yeah,
didn't
he
know.
like turns away, like acts it off, and I was like, "What the fuck, dude?" I was
call him
like,
out?
"No, I didn't say anything. I was just like, I'm out of here." I just grabbed my shit and left.
Dude,
I
that's
was like, "What
weird.
the fuck?"
What do you think he's gonna do? You think he's gonna try to jack you or something?
Yeah, dude. Like I said, that's Plumber Park. So I grew up my
That's
whole
true,
life
yeah.
skating there, and that I've already dealt with that, where you leave your wallet on the phone, or wallet or phone like on the ledge or some shit, and come back to it a minute later, it's gone. So it's just like I'm used to,
You got ahead of that.
yeah, like
Situation.
being able to detect if a transient's about to fucking steal your shit.
That's crazy, man. So how did So how did No Jumper and everything come about? Like, how did you get introduced to the podcast world and start,
That was
working
like
at No Jumper?
it's like a crazy, like long, convoluted story where I was a fan of No Jumper, and they were in downtown LA at this point, and I was like really like not going to that part of downtown LA that often. There was really no reason for me to go over there. I was just like a fan, and I think this was also around the same time that I'm like getting inspired the whole YouTube shit. And Adam at that time was doing these vlogs where he was literally filming on his iPhone and editing like on iMovie. I always thought like to be a big YouTuber, you needed like a high quality camera. You had to know how to use Adobe Premiere and like Photoshop and all that stuff. And when I saw that he was, you know, doing these really popular vlogs off an iPhone using iMovie, I was like even more inspired. Where I realized like all you really need is a good story, semi-good video and audio, and like, you know, good content, and people are gonna watch. It's just like you don't need a fucking $4,000 camera. And consistency as well, yeah. And so I was always a fan, and then basically No Jumper made this announcement where they were moving their store, their bike shop to Melrose, and I literally lived, you know, in West Hollywood, like right up the street from there. So once I heard they were moving there, I was like, oh, sick, I'm gonna go hang out. And at that point, I was already vlogging, and I was spending a lot of time at Brooklyn Projects at the ramp, like in the back, just skating and shit. And at one point, Adam got into business with Dom, the owner of Brooklyn Projects. Shout out to Dom, by the way.
Shout out to Brooklyn Dom.
Yeah, shout out to Brooklyn Dom. He got into business with Dom. And then Adam was looking for some employees for the shop. Dom recommended my homie Dylan. Shout out to Dylan. And then Dylan started working at the bike shop, you know, for No Jumper, basically. And since then, my homie was working there and I was such a fan, I would just hang out with him. You know what I mean? Like, just try to be around and shit like that.
Yeah,
and then
just vibing, yeah.
Exactly. But at a certain point, my homie was just, like, got fed up with it. And he's just like, bro, like, stop, you know, tailing me just to be around, bro. He's like, you know, make some other friends around here. And then I basically, well, you know, which is kind of good advice. It's you don't want some dude just hanging out with you just because he likes the job you work at. At a certain point, it gets annoying, I'm sure. And then through dabbing, basically, I made another friend at No Jumper who was already working there. And like, you know, we just started up smoking together, and he was just like, yo, I need some editing help or whatever. So I started helping him edit for free. And then I was just like, I kind of got more and more work to do, and I wasn't like being paid for like a year or two, and I was just doing all this free work for a long time. And I didn't even care about, you know, making money, because I was like, bro, like, I'm trying to be a YouTuber. Yeah. And I'm working with a channel that has 1 million subscribers. I'm like,
soaking up game.
It's only beneficial from here. You know what I mean? Like, it's like, I'm not losing anything. This is what I want to do. And this is like, I'm just going to learn from it. So I was like, just, you know, helping for free for a long time. And then after a while, Adam was just like, yo, you want to hop on to work full time? And then I hopped on to like work full time. And then it kind of snowballed into the thing where I'm just doing like on-air talent shit now, you know, like video stuff.
Got you. And now you have your own live stream and you've made your own lane.
Yeah, I started streaming like 3 years ago while I was like still working at No Jumper, and yeah, I've just been like trying to be consistent and trying to build that shit up.
Hey, but I gotta ask, man. I don't have any streamer friends, man. So like, how do you have the stamina to do like a 24-hour stream, like a long stream like that, man? That's crazy to me. Like, and come up with the ideas as the whole time.
The idea shit gets harder the longer you stream, for sure, because it's like I've already been streaming for, like I said, 3 years, and that's like the biggest struggle nowadays, is like trying to come up with interesting ideas. But with the 24-hour streams, at first they were just like random whim, you know, out of the whim, like 24-hour streams. But as I started to do them more consistently, it became a thing where I would make sure to get a good night's sleep before it, you know what I mean, like, and feel like I'm pretty, you know, like I don't got no diarrhea or some shit, like, you know, like I gotta make sure that for the next 24 hours I'm good to be on stream and I'm chilling. And as for the energy shit, Rockstar and vodka, you know what I mean, like they definitely,
my favorite mix too, man.
Yeah, they definitely help. But it's more of just like the chat helping you, like, you know, keep the energy, and then also definitely helps to invite people over. You know what I mean? Like at some points you might get tired, and like you could feed off their energy for an hour or two until you like feel good again. It's
like a one-on-one podcast where one host is asking a guest, right, questions, versus like if it's a host and then a bunch of co-hosts.
Exactly.
And a guest.
You could take a little break while everyone else is asking questions.
Exactly. That's like what I just did right now. What's the craziest thing you've encountered during a stream? Like you said, have you ever had to just like diarrhea real bad? Or just like, have you ever gotten sick, or you know what I mean? Like
crazy.
A fire. I don't know. Anything? Because you're doing 24 hours. There's a lot that could happen within those 24 hours.
Yeah, there's like this one, you know, the most like, I guess, infamous shit that happened on one of my streams was I had like a friend come over when I was on stream for I think 3 days, and I had a friend come over and he was like way too drunk, and he ended up saying some,
Some crazy stuff on stream.
some profanities and shit that I was not cool with. And then this other homie I had came through and ended up like fucking him up on stream,
No
basically.
way.
Yeah, it was like the
real
fighting.
fight?
Yeah, it was like a real
Oh,
fight.
wow.
It was like blood and shit on the floor.
Damn.
That happened, and that was super unfortunate and also like really annoying because it's like that stream in particular. This is when I was at this point, like I don't work full time for No Jumper, but at that time I was working full time,
Mm-hmm.
and I had to like request all these days off, like specifically like like a month ahead of time.
Yeah.
Like I had really did a lot of planning for the stream,
Yeah.
and I was already like 24 hours or close to 24 hours into the stream, and then this whole shit unfolded, and I was just so
It's just
even before it
unfortunate timing.
unfolded, when my homie was like, I can tell he was going too far with his drunkenness, and I was trying to get him to leave, and he refused to leave.
Yeah.
At that point, I was just getting so frustrated. I'm like, bro, like I put so much effort into this. I'm not
Yeah.
gonna let your drunken stupidity ruin
Yeah,
it. You know?
there's a certain level of professionalism that needs to be exercised on camera for sure.
That's the hard part, because like some people were like, why would you continue a stream after something like that? And I'm just like, bro, I put in so much
gotta
work
keep
into. I had to
going,
take
man.
days off work to
Yeah.
do the stream. If I had to, I would have been so bummed and pissed off I had to end it just because my homie got too drunk and
Yeah.
fucking couldn't control his mouth. Like, bro.
Yeah. Well, you're on to bigger and better things, man. Like the freaking the jail cell stream. Where you guys were,
Oh
like,
shit,
locked
the
up
gulag
together.
stream.
That was crazy.
Yeah, that's one stream where like I
Talk
did
about
it,
that.
and I didn't expect for it to get as wild as it did. Like the whole point of that stream was basically I wanted to do like a sensory deprivation almost thing where I taped up all my windows so no light could come in, so I can't tell what time it is. I wouldn't have my phone. I wouldn't have my. I took everything out of my room, so my room was completely empty, and all I had was a microphone
Wow.
and a camera
Wow.
and a speaker for TTS, and that's all I had.
Real
so
jail style.
exactly. So there was
Yeah.
like nothing in the room, absolutely nothing, other than a bed as well and like a pillow.
Oh,
and
that's good, at least.
the whole purpose of it was like just to see what would happen to me after spending 2 days with no phone or nothing. And as we're like planning the stream, me and my girlfriend we were like thinking like, oh, it'd be funny to like make it more interactive and kind of like fuck with me at certain points. And I feel like that's where we took it too far. We like included like fish slaps and
Oh my gosh.
and like I like thought it would be cool to include like a cup of water to the face at random times. It could
Yeah.
be 4 a.m, 5 a.m, whatever. Like a cup of water will go, someone throw water to your face.
Yeah.
And during the stream was happening, they added more stuff like taking my mattress away.
Oh
and,
man, stuff
and-
that you didn't know about.
Exactly.
Or just threw stuff in.
Yeah, and
Like let's hit him with the fish again. I feel it. It probably takes a lot of planning, right, to do those types of streams.
yeah.
Appreciate
Sorry, I let it
appreciate
go out. Talk
No,
too
that's-
long.
Oh, that's perfect. This is for you, my brother. What else?
Hey, Steve off camera, who's got something for you guys.
No.
Oh yeah, Steve's got a present.
Yeah.
Oh
Literally,
shit.
6 months ago, we did the live stream with you. I thought it was only right that you don't have a live stream, but
Oh,
we
let's
did a favor
go.
for you, man.
Cause you
Let's go. Thank you so
You
much.
came through for us last time, man.
No problem, bro. I appreciate you guys coming through. And I was worried that this was gonna happen. I was like, oh, we're gonna come through and we're gonna have to take shots. But I'm excited. I'm down.
We got some more surprises, bro.
Oh shit. Okay.
We have a few things
Jose
lined up.
Cuervo. Oh, it's tequila.
Cuervo,
Okay.
yeah.
I literally just I usually just drink vodka, and I recently been trying out some tequilas, and I fuck with them. They're good.
Okay, good.
Let's go. You want to take a shot?
Yeah, let's get it. I got you.
Oh, let's do this. Thank you, man.
Yes, sir. We'll put this one out right now.
And then I don't know if you guys need chasers.
Oh, yes,
but,
definitely.
I
Thank you,
think
man.
It's always a plus.
Yeah.
Shout out to Steve. and
Yeah,
that.
shout out to Steve and appreciate you so much. Call me a girl, but I need a chaser, bro. I can't.
So would you like the Barcelona shot glass?
Oh, okay.
Or there's the booty shot glass.
Dang. Bro, I'm gonna use the booty. Wait, actually, yo, hold on. This is like 4 shots,
It's a
bro.
lot more than this. A lot. Trust me,
I thought
man.
that was for you.
We got
bro.
Puerto Rico, but you already choose the booty.
Yeah.
That one first.
Oh, yes, that's a smart
Oh yeah, because then
idea.
we can
Yeah.
gauge how much.
You guys probably can't see
I
this,
used
but
it
this
before,
is.
man.
That's
It's a
like
lot
4
more than a shot, man.
shots.
Yeah.
Bro, this is
No,
for
I'm
sure
kidding.
like 4 shots, 100%. This is crazy.
We'll
But
just, we'll fill
Each
one
cheek,
of the
man,
cheeks.
is a shot. Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
each cheek is like a double shot. Hey, but you know what's funny about the shot glasses? I have a shot glass at home that's titties.
Oh, that's perfect.
So you got
We
the
gotta
booty.
collab,
Yeah,
dude.
I know. We should put them together.
Next time. All right, so I'm gonna show you guys
Oh, okay.
exactly how much. I'm not gonna give you this much. That was kind of crazy. I'm sorry.
Now I'll take that whole shot.
That's just a regular
Sure,
shot, man.
brother.
It'll fit.
There we go. Got
Oh,
that right
shit.
there. Oh,
Basket's ginger ale.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
D2,
exactly. It's just ginger ale, guys.
just ginger ale.
Bro,
It's not just apple
that
juice.
one shot for real
It's a whole
full is
lot of
like
apple
1/4
juice.
way.
And then I think 1/4. Yeah.
Jesus
That was
Christ.
1/4 the cheek. Okay.
I fuck with this.
I'll do Barcelona.
You could also drink like one of those like small coffees, like
It's
cappuccinos.
low key like a little espresso.
Oh yeah,
shot.
espresso.
espresso,
We'll
yeah,
drink a
yeah.
little espresso out of here in the morning.
Yeah.
I know exactly. Yo, thank you so much, bro. Cheers, guys.
Oh, yeah. It's the
Cheers,
vibe,
man.
Thank you for coming.
Yeah.
Did you get one? Did you get one? You got yours? Okay, cool. Nah, I didn't know Chase. That's just screw it.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
It was smooth.
That's what I noticed about tequila is like it actually is very smooth.
I'm like,
Secret is to make
Pass
sure
out.
it's really cold.
Super
yeah,
cold.
yeah, that's with any alcohol for sure though. Even like Jägermeister, if you do that super freezing, that shit's smooth. But it's hella sugary though. Yo, actually, I have a question for you. I see you posted this many times on your Instagram that like you have a huge glass collection and you like clean all of them. And I have 2 bongs and it takes me, I clean them like once every 6 months. I'm lazy to clean the bong. And when I see you clean all it, I'm like, bro, I respect the work. I'm like, dude, I wish I was like willing to clean my shit. Cause it's so much work, dude, to clean all that shit. And you got hella pieces. They got down stems and bowls and all this shit.
Yeah, that's the
Yeah.
only thing he cleans, man. So that's what I did.
Yeah, that's all I gotta clean. I don't do the dishes. I don't like my. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Hey, I clean the bong.
Shout out to Hemper Glass though, blessing us. They've added a lot to my glass collection, Hemper. But honestly, yeah, I try to keep it as clean as possible, and I try to live by the slogan: "Don't be an ass, wash your glass." I don't know if I said that right. I just took a shot. Sorry, but yeah, I try to keep it clean. And but to be honest, it will build up. Like you'll get like 4 or 5 bongs there. You're like neglected a little bit,
Yeah.
and then that's when you'll get a post like the one you saw
Where you just clean everything.
I gotta fucking clean them all now.
How long does it take you?
Well, I have this cleaner stuff, so I just go one by one, and then I just
Wow.
kind of, I put salt in there. There's a little trick you put salt in there.
Yeah, I do that
then
too.
The cleaner mixes, you know, it actually touches the glass, because otherwise it just kind of falls off. But
I had that same cactus Hemper piece you
No
have
way.
too. I had that same thing for a
Sick.
while. I don't know what happened to
we
it,
need
but
to get you a deal, bro. Hemper, you
Bro.
gotta bless my man's.
yeah,
right here.
hit me up, Hemper.
Hell yeah.
I'd be smoking.
Let's fucking go. I'm actually, you know, they got well, I'll show you later. They have these really cool little. This isn't a sponsored post, by the way. We just showing love to Hemper, but they have these little gift boxes, and it comes with like papers, a grinder.
That's how I got the
Hey.
cactus thing.
Exactly. You got one of those boxes?
Yeah, I got one of those
Oh,
boxes.
that's dope. Okay, bet.
And yeah, it came with a bunch of different goodies. I liked
Exactly.
it.
But yeah, so with that type of stuff, man, it does end up building up. But I just try to be good about it and just try to stay on top of it like dishes or something.
Yeah, I feel that.
Yeah.
I don't even do the dishes either, though. To be honest, my girlfriend does
My
them.
girl doesn't.
Yeah, I do other stuff though. So I'd be cleaning the floors.
I'll be cleaning. What's your hardest trick you've ever filmed on a board? Like actually documented, like had the homie film, or you could
Like,
have set your camera up. Maybe on a skate park.
Hardest as like
Some shit you're proud of.
okay, so it actually was at a skate park.
That's
but
fine.
this is like my most proudest moment
Mm-hmm.
because it actually took 2 trips, and like I haven't really
It'd be like
done
that.
any, like I've never really filmed. I don't have any serious video parts or anything like that, so I've never dedicated myself enough to a video. And it's hard to find a cameraman, to be honest. It's like that's the hardest part,
Yeah, I'm
like a
right there with
dedicated
you.
filmer and
Yeah,
shit.
yeah.
But so I've never really like been one of those people who's filming a trick and I have to go back, 8 times to get it. I've never been in that position. I probably would have got to that point. I'd be willing to, but like I said, it's hard to find a filmer. But that park Sheldon?
Of course.
With
That's
the,
right in the valley.
yeah, with the triple set, right?
Yeah.
The 3 flat, 3 flat, 3.
Yep.
A long ass time ago, when I was working this like office job in like fucking Culver City, I remember I was going to Sheldon a lot, and I remember a long time ago, I was always doing fakey ollies down shit. So I was like, I want to try to fakey ollie this shit.
Oh,
and
shit.
One day, like I tried it like hella times, and I just kept fucking clipping the last stair or just sliding down, just like ate hella shit, and I was just over it. And then
Gotta
the
go a little
next
faster.
weekend, exactly, just gotta. Bro, yeah, you gotta go literally as fast as possible.
Yeah.
And then the next weekend I went back and I got it like in 3 tries. And I filmed it like on my Instagram like super far back, but that's my proudest thing when I look back on it. I'm
Let's
like,
go.
fuck yes, I fake y'all to triple
And
set.
you worked for that shit, bro. That goes
Yeah, that
back
shit
to
was
like
hella hard.
perseverance, Life lessons right there. You're like, I gotta come back and freaking figure this one out. And then you had the muscle memory. So like you said, you did it in 3 tries.
Yeah, exactly.
That's amazing.
Because you already know, like, I gotta go this fast. You know
Exactly.
what I mean? Like, I gotta pop, right? Get this type of pop and shit. Like, you gotta
Exactly.
feel everything out. And
Yep. You know how the impact's gonna be, the speed you gotta go.
yeah. And
Yep.
that triple set is like, for a skate park, that's like a pretty decent triple
That's
set.
a real triple set.
That's what I'm
Sheldon
saying,
skate
like-
park, it's like a real street.
I would say so.
spot, I
It's
would
like
say.
very clean, obviously.
Obviously,
The
yeah.
floor is perfect
Smooth.
and all that stuff. But I would say like out of a lot of skate parks you go to, no skate park goes that gnarly. Really,
Yeah.
with the triple set and the hubbas on each side, like it's kind of
Yeah.
crazy.
And the big triple set is like a freaking. That's like Hollywood High 12.
No way. You think so?
That shit is big, bro.
It is long. It is long.
You gotta
yeah.
go so fast,
Yeah, exactly. No, facts.
right? What's your favorite skate park to skate at? Sheldon?
No, I do like Sheldon, but my favorite skate park to skate at, I really like. Have you been to Blythe?
I have. That's the one. It's like a cuddy little skate park
Yeah.
in this neighborhood in the valley,
Exactly.
and it's got a ledge and like a couple banks. I think maybe
Yeah.
a flat bar.
Yeah, it has a perfect
That's
little
right,
flat
that's
bar, little
right.
square flat bar, little two
Live,
ledges.
wow. You are a OG, bro. What's up? You know your shit.
Yeah, I really like fucking Blythe. Lafayette, bro, because Lafayette was like the first plaza to be built. And like, I think I was like in 9th grade or 10th grade. And I remember like just fucking skipping school hella times just to go to Lafayette, like at 7, 8 in the morning to skate it. And still to this day, if Lafayette was like in a better area, it would be chiller, you know what I mean? But like, bro, they got trees over it, so it's always hella shady. Like, I really like the park. You know,
Yeah.
it's not too gnarly, but like that up and down ledge is super fun
Yeah.
and shit. So I feel like, yeah,
It's got
Lafayette,
like a
Blythe.
cool little set of stairs,
Yeah.
not like too crazy.
But Blythe has the same issue where like that area is probably worse than fucking Lafayette.
Blythe is in the hood. It's pretty wild.
I
there.
don't go there anymore.
Yeah.
Because I remember I used to go there a lot, but at one point like I had a couple homies who were like, you know, in the hood and shit.
Yeah,
And they'd be
yeah.
like, they told me like, oh, where you been skating? I'm like, oh, I like this park, like Blythe. They're like, don't go there. And
Damn,
I'm just
no
like,
way.
I'm
and
like,
you
yeah.
know, if the hood homies are telling you not to go there,
Yeah, I was
and,
like,
and
okay.
we're skateboarders, we should probably listen.
And dude, after they told me that, I was like, oh, they might be like over exaggerating. I went
Yeah.
on Google, typed in Blythe,
And
and
you've seen all
there's
these
fucking
articles.
endless articles of shit that happens there. I was like, okay.
It's like skater gets shot. You're like,
Bro,
oh,
and I'd
no.
be fucking like taking a bus there, you know what I mean?
Oh
Like,
my gosh.
and just like posting up there all day with my homies. And I never really saw anything crazy. The most interesting thing I think I saw there was, you know how there's like, it's next to a playground? I remember one day I was like skating and I saw these like little kids, bro, like 12, 13 years old, and they're all at the playground and they were like rolling up a blunt and smoking. And I was like, damn. I was
Shit's
like,
real. That's
hell
like
yeah.
that's
that was
like
me too, but I was like, it's crazy
Yeah.
to see it when you're older. I
Yeah.
was like, oh shit, that looks kind of crazy.
that's like Memorial Skate Park in San Diego. That's kind of
Really?
how it is. Yeah, like all the hood homies would hang out there and stuff. There'd be like gang fights and stuff. and-
Really?
And, as
Fuck.
skaters, we would be witnesses to these crazy
Jesus.
things that would happen. Yeah.
Damn. Did you ever like? I feel like you know, I've heard this before, and I feel like it's, you know, somewhat debatable, but I feel like a lot of people agree with me with this. Where like skateboarders, you know, I've been to tons of terrible areas, and I've never had a situation where like I've been pressed. Or like usually I have. I remember one time the Santa Monica triple set. I went there with my homies like at 2 in the morning or 3 in the morning.
Yeah.
One of my homies was trying to skate it, and like randomly this like group of like 10 like gangbanger dudes were walking past us, and we were like, oh shit, it's like late at night, what's gonna happen? And they were like, yo, like do a kickflip. Like they were
Yeah.
juiced on it, you know
Yeah.
what I mean? And like if anything, I've had more situations. I've never had a situation where some dude like pressed me, because you know,
Yeah.
I feel like the skateboard almost kind of saves you, but then also I don't really dress like, you
It's
know, I'm
almost
involved in
like
that type of
skaters
shit.
get like a hood pass, bro. Because
Right?
I've heard of stories like with my friend, like he almost got his camera jacked, but because they realized he was a skater and like who he was with and stuff, they left him alone. They're like, ah, nah, he's good. Like,
Really?
and it's ironic because not only did they not take his stuff, they sat at the spot almost as like lookouts, like security for him.
Wow.
It's like, yo, like you don't know where you're at, but like we got you, homie. Like,
Oh, that's
and
sick.
like looked out for him.
That's fire.
Which is like that's unheard of, bro.
Yeah.
That's like a ultimate like loophole in the universe.
No,
right there.
facts.
That
But-
shit don't happen.
Yeah, hey, Yuri, man. So, I'm not really in the skate world, man, really. But I'm starting to learn more about the culture of skateboarding, man. How people, like you were saying, got each other's backs and stuff. Like, what are some of your favorite things about like skate culture, and how does it impact like society? What would you say?
I feel like like one of my favorite things that I noticed is like still to this day, sometimes when I talk about some of the people I would hang out with, or friends I made back in the day, like I was cool with hella homeless people, you know what I mean? Like, and not because I'm like looking to be friends with homeless people, it's just because
Yeah.
I'm skating the sledge fucking 3 times a month or 4 times a month, and this dude always chills here.
Yeah.
Eventually get to know his name or some shit like that. It's like you just become friends with the, you know, certain people. Just, you know, they might be homeless or living different ways of life, and it kind of showed me like not like that I wasn't open-minded already, but already just like I was already open-minded to anyone I met. Nowadays, I talk about some of the people I know, and I have homies who are like, you were hanging out with a homeless man at 17? I'm like, not on some weird shit, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it's just that, like, you know,
you're
I'm not hitting up this dude like, yo, let's kick it today. It's just like, it's just like, go skate the sledge, and he just posted up there, and we just talk about shit, you know what I mean? Or something like that. And like, it kind of makes you more open-minded, not to judge people, you know what I mean? Not to like look at people like judge them on off their financial situation. Like, oh, I'm only, because like skateboarders, like me when I was a kid, I'd always be just filthy dirty. You know what I mean? Like my shoes would have duct tape
like
on
a
them.
Hesh dude, huh?
Not just Hesh, but like my parents did not really fuck with me skateboarding, so they would not like be willing to get me new shit. So I really had to make shit last. And I'd be wearing like ruggedy, torn up jeans and shoes, and my shirt would be covered in dirt, and like I would damn near look homeless, and like people would walk past me or even look at me like, oh, like dirty kid, or
you're blending in,
but
bro.
like other people would look at me and not even judge me, and like I feel like, oh, that's the way we are with other people as well. When we look at people, we're not like, oh, his clothes are dirty,
100%.
he has duct tape on his shoes, I don't want to affiliate with this person. It's like,
very accepting, basically.
exactly, or understanding too, you know.
And the skate culture is, you know, all walks of life. You know, we all come from different places, you know, rich, poor, whatever it may be, and we all come together and build this one dope industry. So
exactly,
that's exactly what you're saying.
I feel like in the
where we learn acceptance.
No,
we
facts,
don't judge,
exactly. And I feel like in the world of, you know, rich people, I feel like sometimes they could be called out for having life easy or handed to them and all that stuff. But whenever I see a person who's like, you know, rich, and then I see they're a talented skateboarder, it's like, I'm like, oh, okay. Like, I immediately just respect them because I know it's not easy to fucking learn to skateboard. I immediately respect the grind, you know what I mean? Because it's like, what are you getting out of it? Nothing really, just because it's some self-satisfaction. So I kind of respect it more as soon as I see someone's talented in skateboarding, you know what I mean? Like,
100%.
Maybe see a rich person doing it, you're not thinking like, oh, he had everything handed to them. It's like, all you need is a skateboard. It's hard as fuck to figure it out.
100%.
You know, it's not like,
Go stand on the thing. Go stand on the thing, and you'll find out sooner than later. Like,
I forgot
try to roll down the street and then talk to us.
I forgot who told me this, but someone like told me this a long time ago. They're like, you know, someone could try out basketball, and the worst thing that can happen is like you miss a shot. Someone can try out skateboarding, and you're probably gonna eat shit. You know, and I'm just like, it's true. Like the learning curve is it's different. You know.
Yeah, man, I went down one ramp on a skateboard, never went again, man. That was when I was like 12. So never did it again. Yeah.
Cousin, I've tried to get you on the board.
Man.
For sure. He said no.
This doesn't click with me, man. Really? Yeah, not really. But I just wanted to ask, man, because since you obviously killed in skateboarding, you're killing it in the streaming world.
I did not kill in skateboarding, no.
Or you did pretty well, though, you know what I mean? So, like, it takes a certain mentality, I think, to be successful at certain things, you know? So, like, what do you think is something that, like, it takes to be successful in the world of either streaming, skateboarding, or, you know, YouTube?
I feel like it could almost apply to anything, you know what I mean? Like where like you just have to be driven, where like I've had like many skateboarding friends, and there's like the people that get into skateboarding because all their friends are skateboarding or they see it's popular, and then they might like try to learn a couple tricks, but they're not driven enough to even want to do anything else, you know what I mean? Yeah. But like there's certain homies or people that you meet that you can just see that they're just out there by themselves fucking doing 50 kickflips in a row, you know, like back to back, just trying to get better. So it's just like the one thing is just drive, and you have to find out like what you're driven for, you know what I mean? And that's why like with the whole college shit, like I feel like sometimes people go there and they feel like, I'm going to college, you know what I mean? Like this is what I need to do. But if you go to college with no drive and you like don't know exactly what you want to do, like you're just gonna
burn out.
Just gonna waste your time and money, you know? But if you're going to college and you're like, I want to do this, and you actually are inspired and you actually fuck with that career field as much as we do with skateboarding and shit that we're interested in, like then that's the thing for you and you should pursue it, you know? But like if you're not driven for shit, you probably should not do it, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, man,
I'm
getting all my feels now. I went to college, man, and I didn't know what I was studying. I got a degree in whatever, graduated, and like 10 years later, I'm not doing anything with that at all. So yeah, that's a great example, man. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't mean to get into politics or anything like that, but like, do you believe that the schooling system is lucrative, like in this day and age? Like, do you think like the traditional way that they teach us in school makes sense? Because a lot of people are like, bro, like you said, like getting a degree is almost like people have their degrees, but they still can't find a job. They still can't apply that degree. They still can't apply that degree. So they almost have to find some other lane.
No, exactly.
You know? So it's almost like, why did they?
Yeah,
spend
no, I
that
feel like
time
for
to do
sure
that
in
in
the
the first
college
place.
world, it could be like, you know, hella lucrative and shit like that. Like, I'm not sure if it's a good example, but because, you know, the population differences and shit like that, but I've heard like other places like Germany and shit, like there's a reason why there's so many scientists and doctors and shit, and it's because school is free. You know what I mean? Like people are able just to pursue their educational interests without going into debt. Out here, it's like they put you into debt trying to do it. It's like
It's like a whole system.
my sister, my girlfriend's dad, he's like, you know, he's a dad. He's like a little bit older, right? He's still in fucking debt from his like school time in school
yeah,
and college and
see?
shit. It's kind of crazy. It's like there's a lot of people out there who are, you know, a little bit older in the years and they're still paying off their student debt.
Right? It makes you wonder, like,
Yeah.
is it almost like a trick to get you in the system so they can keep you in debt, or
Almost
is it
it
to
is.
educate you and so you can get ahead? It makes you wonder.
But also it's like, you know, there is, you know, there's not really too much propaganda out there about how like school is going to make your life better. It's more of like just parents, you know, telling you like you better go to school.
That's true.
And it's up to you as a kid. Like you have to like face reality at some point and just understand like, bro, like I got to do something with my life and I got to be happy with it. You know what I mean? Like, or whatever it is. And I feel like Anthony Fantano, this hip hop reviewer dude, he said it like really well a while ago. Where he said like, if you're not gonna go to college once you get out of high school, he's like your best option in his opinion was just to get as many jobs as possible to be able to move out and get your own place, because the life skills you're gonna learn from working, you know, work ethic, paying your own bills, understanding money better, all
Yeah.
that stuff, like that's gonna be just as educational, if not more, than going to college when
Yeah.
you're not even trying to go to college.
That's
you know?
damn near like taking a crash course in business. Or
Exactly.
something, right?
Just a crash
Just going through that life.
There's a lot of people who leave college and they don't even know how to pay their rent. You know what I mean? Like they've never done it before. They're like
Yeah.
fucking 25, 26 and they never had to pay their own bills. You know, they're just like confused and shit.
It's crazy.
So
yeah.
it's like you have to learn those life skills eventually. Like I had to learn them hella late too. Like at 25 I moved out, you know, and I like that shit hit me really quick. Like, oh, paying for food and rent and phone and internet. And
Welcome to the Matrix.
Yeah, exactly. And you're like, oh fuck, dude, this is fucked.
Yeah.
5 minutes?
Yeah.
You gotta poop?
No, like just get close to.
I was confused too. Traveling? It's been good. We haven't, you know, traveled too much. That's definitely like one of our dreams in the future is like to be able to travel more and like intertwine it with our content. You know what I mean? Like make it like a part of the thing. But we went to Hawaii twice, and that shit was fucking hella fun, hella cool. I've never been there before. You know what I mean? Like it just it's a cool thing to travel. You know what I mean? Like, well, one time she surprised me for my birthday, and we went to Hawaii, and then her birthday was coming up, and I knew, like, you know, like with me personally, I am a guy maybe, and like I'm more excited to get like a PlayStation 5, and I'm like, hell yeah, I'm juiced. But she's a girl, I feel like, and she likes to travel. Like she'd rather experience some shit. So I was like, okay, she probably wants to go somewhere, and I was just like looking at shit, and I was just like, oh, you know, she really liked Hawaii. She's been wanting to go back, so we ended up going back and shit, and I don't know, like I really like it. It's like they call it like island time. You really feel it out there, where it's just like everything moves slower.
Like no phone. And
People
stuff.
aren't in a rush on the
Yeah.
road. Like I had to get used to that, where like people are driving 5 miles below the speed limit, and you're like, bro, like hurry up. But no, they're not in a rush. They're
Like,
chilling.
what's
you know?
going on, man? They're just cruising.
Yeah, you know what's crazy? Actually, one of the craziest travel stories I have is like there's this dude I met named Elvis in Hawaii, and he lives in Kona.
The Elvis.
And yeah, the Elvis, he's hiding out there. But no, shout out to Elvis. I met him, and I'm not sure if you remember, but like a couple years ago, Hawaii sent off a false alarm that like
Tsunami?
No, like there was nuclear fucking weapons like like some bombs were gonna hit Hawaii or some shit like that.
Yeah.
And like it was like a false alarm sent out by the
Yeah.
government. And
Yeah.
I remember that, and I asked Elvis, I was like, yo, like were you here when that false alarm shit went off? And he said that he was, and he was at a restaurant like working at that time, and he said that everyone like got that text at the same
that'd be
time.
so scary.
And he said that like literally people were in the middle of like cooking and shit. They got the text and they just ran home. People were in the middle of eating. They just dropped their sandwich.
everything.
No one paid for their food. Everyone just ran home. And he said that
Wow.
people were calling their family saying their last goodbyes. He said that
Holy
everyone thought they were
cow.
gonna die, dude.
That's so
and he said that
crazy.
literally for like 10 to 20 minutes until they got the following text saying that everything was cool. That he was like for 10, 20 minutes, he's like, it was like apocalypse mode. Everyone thought everyone was
Because
gonna
at
die.
that point, you think it's going down.
Isn't that
and,
crazy?
And it's like prepare for the worst.
Exactly. I never even thought of. I saw that thing in the news, but I never really thought about like, what if I got that text and 20 minutes later I got an update saying sorry, accident.
What would you do if it was the last 30 minutes here on Earth? Like if like we got that text and we were like, Yuri, dude, that's it. Like, what are we doing? We're gonna roll some joints. What are we doing? Because the world's gonna end and you better prepare. Well, there's really no way to prepare.
I was going to say,
you got to try to prepare somehow.
If it's 30 minutes, that's not enough time to do anything. You know what I mean? Like, really, so it sounds kind of crazy, but I feel like I would probably just run to the local liquor store and just grab a giant bottle.
Just get lit.
And just, like you said, roll some spliffs as fast as humanly possible. It's just fucking just get us stoned, just faded, and just, you know, I bet you, like, if that's happening, like, probably phone lines wouldn't even work. So you probably wouldn't even be able to call, like, your mom or some shit.
You think money works? They're just shutting everything off in that second.
Yeah, dude, if there's 30 minutes left to all of life, if I offered you $1 million for anything, you'd be like,
money don't even matter. No,
yeah,
actually, I'm thinking, because I'm thinking like, yo, we're going to the store, like, we're gonna see what we can buy for these last like 30 minutes, but like, they're gone.
Yeah, exactly.
We can just take whatever.
Yeah, exactly. No one cares.
Right.
I feel like it's like, what do you do, bro? If you just sit there, I don't know. People can deal with it in different ways. You know, some people might pray and just chill, but I feel like just get as lit as possible, and then we'll see what the fuck happens. I don't know.
Call the fam, you know.
Yeah, if you
get
can.
some flat ground.
Because even then, like
listen to some good music, smoke some good weed, and eat some good food.
My parents live about like 20 minutes away from where I do, and I'm sure that during an apocalypse, like, traffic's gonna be insane. There's gonna be flipped over cars and shit.
Yeah, bro.
I feel like
I Am Legend.
Yeah, exactly. I'm gonna be like, bro, like, I bet you it's gonna take me like more than 30 minutes to get to my parents' house, so I can't even go there.
You probably just gotta give them a call, bro. You gotta FaceTime my head.
Yeah, I love you.
This is it.
Deuces, you guys are the best.
I love you. I'll see you on the other side.
Shit.
Do you believe in aliens?
Honestly, it's a funny story because it's like, I don't know, like, I do believe in the idea that alien life exists, right? Yeah. And for a long time, it's like, I always thought that there would be there's no chance that aliens have visited Earth. Like, I just think it's impossible. If they did, it would be like, we would have noticed by now. But one time I was fucking, when I used to do roof climbing videos, because I used to like try to climb on like roofs in downtown LA and shit, and like film myself.
So you would make videos of yourself climbing roofs in downtown LA, and who would film these?
I would film one.
You would just set your camera up and you would climb the roof?
Well, I would have a GoPro and a DSLR, and I would just be like,
holy shit.
And I had my homie Johnny J. Shout out to Johnny J. He was like backing me up on hella missions, and we did hella crazy shit, bro. Like, there's a bunch of videos on my YouTube channel where I did a bunch of wild, stupid shit. But one day, and also before we did roof climbing videos, I wanted to be super on my toes, so we did not drink or even smoke. I'm a big stoner, and even I was just like, I'm not even gonna smoke before I do these, because I wanted to really be on my toes with everything, right? Maybe once we reach the top, we'll smoke a blunt or some shit, and then we'll go back down, right? But anytime we're climbing up, because a lot of it involved climbing climbing scaffolding and shit, which is like, that shit's not stable. You gotta be super careful and shit.
Yeah, that's gnarly.
Yeah, and so one day, basically, me, my homie Johnny, and my homie Luca, we climbed this one building in Hollywood, and we got to the top. I'm like, like I said, we're all completely sober. I'm walking around. It's like probably 1 in the morning, 2 in the morning. I'm walking around, and then my homie Johnny, he's like, "Yo, Yuri, what the fuck? Like, come here, look at this." He's like, "I see some crazy shit." And he points in the sky and he says, "Dude," he's like, "it looks like a giant blob of water that's like, you know, swishing or blooming around." Have you ever seen videos of like water in space? Not Flubber, but kind of like Flubber, but have you seen videos of water in space where it just becomes a ball but it jiggles around? They kind of look like that. And he's like telling me what it looks like, whatever. He's like pointing at the sky, and I look up at the sky, and I'm like having literally one of those real moments where I'm like rubbing my eyes, like, what the fuck am I seeing right now? You know, like cleaning my glasses and shit, like, what's going on? Yeah. And I had my other homie Luca there, and then I was like, "Yo, Luca, come here." And then I'm like, "Yo, Luca, look in the sky and tell me what you see," because I was already like, he told me what he saw. Maybe I'm like going off his perception, right? And I was like, "Yo, Luca, come here. Tell me what you see." Exactly. Yeah. So Luca runs over. He looks at the sky, and Luca is super non-spiritual, hocus pocus. He doesn't believe in any shit like that at all. Yeah. And he looked in the sky, and he's like, "What the fuck? Looks like a giant ball of water." And I'm like, "Bro, this is
You
crazy.
see it too.
And bro, I had my GoPro DSLR and I had my phone. So I take my GoPro and I'm trying to adjust the settings, trying to film it, and it's not popping up on
No
camera the way I
way.
see it in real life.
I swear.
Put the
it's
GoPro
like
away.
that.
I take out my DSLR and GoPros, they're not really good in low lighting. Like I said, it's dark. It's 1 a.m. I have my
True.
DSLR and it's a Canon T3i, which is a super old camera.
Yeah.
Also not good in low lighting. I'm trying to like film it, not coming out on camera. Then I take out my iPhone. And then same shit, just it's not popping out on camera as vivid as I see it in real life. You know, I needed some fucking 4K, super good low light camera to
Yeah, like
capture
a
that
friggin'
shit.
telescope or something.
Exactly, some shit like that.
Super zoom.
And we were just like staring at it for like 4 or 5 minutes, and it just was blobbing around, just moving around the sky, and it slowly just like faded away. And then we were all just looking at each other like, what the fuck did we just see?
And then you're like, did you see it? Did you see it?
Dude, I'm
Almost
telling
like
you.
you guys couldn't believe that.
Bro,
Everyone
I'm telling
saw
you.
it.
And like, I'm not saying ever since that day I believe in aliens, but
Yeah.
that was one day where I was like,
Could be
that's
real.
some weird shit that I saw in my adulthood, not my childhood. Because there's
Yeah.
weird stories I remember from my childhood, and I'm not sure what I remember.
Imagination could have been a little crazy or something.
But this was like a recent story that I remember. There was 2 people I had with me. We're all 100% sober, and the last person I was like, "Yo, tell me what you see," and he explained the same thing that me and my homie just saw.
you're like, that's it.
I was like, "Bro, this is insane."
So aliens are real.
I do believe aliens are real.
I believe aliens. are real.
100%. There's no way that like the universe is as big as it is, and there's.
So the Earth
No
isn't
other-
flat?
I don't believe that it's flat. No,
The Earth's flat? Okay. So there's definitely a universe out there.
bro, I got hella deep into these YouTube videos that astronauts make, where there's like there's like a space station in space or whatever, and different countries use it, like China, Russia, and America. I'm not sure how it is nowadays, but they have all these different astronauts that go up there and run tests and film their experiences. And there's like a bunch of Canadian astronauts that have gone up there, and they have YouTube channels where they have filmed their experiences up there. They're like
Wow.
squishing out water from a fucking Capri Sun, like showing you what it looks like and shit.
That's so cool.
And I've watched hella of their videos, and they've done many videos where they're like, let's see what the Earth looks like, and they just take the camera, film it, and bro,
way.
it's
So they're for sure up there.
they
gotta be.
there's-
Okay.
I don't believe it's flat. There's
For
no
sure.
way.
For sure. I just had to ask. Man.
Unless it's like some crazy conspiratorial shit where they just have some crazy CGI and they're like, we have to
It's
edit
like green
it.
screen stuff.
Yeah, we have to edit it to look like a round Earth instead of flat. Or maybe when you look at the Earth, it shows you from the top and you never see it from the side.
I don't know, man.
I don't know. That's
You
where it gets
never
too
know,
complicated
man.
and
You
deep.
never know.
You can't explain it.
You never know. So what's the coolest place you've traveled?
I really enjoyed I only visited Russia twice, like I said, and once was when I was like 5 or 6, and then the other time was when I was like 12 or 14, and I haven't been back since. And when I was like 12 or 14, we went to the Red Square in St. Petersburg, and that shit was hella fucking cool. I thought it was really cool. I like being in places that have a lot of history. Like Los Angeles, you walk through here,
Yeah.
the oldest thing you'll see is like 100. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
and that's pretty cool.
It feels
but-
like Universal Studio set. Or something
yeah, but
compared to everywhere else.
when I see videos of like France and Italy where they have these churches, they're 1,000 years old. You're like, bro, that's crazy. That
Yeah.
a person lives like 70 years, 100 years max. That's at least like 10 different generations, 11
Yeah.
different generations of people that could have walked on this ground until you see it for yourself. Like, that's pretty crazy.
Yeah, that's the real history right there.
Mm-hmm.
Like in Barcelona, they have this church they've been building forever, man. Like
The really gothic looking one, right?
Yeah, it's this crazy looking like Batman style.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
And like, I've been to Barcelona lots of times, and every time I go there, I've been like, yo, this thing's gonna be done. This thing's gonna be done. And it's like, I don't know at this point.
They've been building it for 500 years.
There you go.
You know what's crazy?
See?
Like 500, like more than 500, but you know what's crazy is America's like 300 years old.
That's nothing.
They've been
bro.
building it longer than America is old.
Dude.
Isn't that crazy?
That's insane.
And you, bro, there's this dude named Ali Law on YouTube, and he inspired me to do the roof climbing videos because he does crazy ones, bro. Like
Yeah.
he does bananas shit, and but he's deleted a lot of his videos, unfortunately, because YouTube's new rules. But he posted this video where he snuck into that church,
How?
bro. It's
With the camera?
with the
You
camera.
say he posted a video? How
Yes.
did no one see that?
He basically, I'm not sure if it's still up or
What a
not,
beast.
but he was basically saying that like you can see in the video is like one of his hardest climbs to do, where they have their own private security that will probably shoot you on sight type shit. You know what I mean? Like where
Yeah.
yeah, he was going crazy.
Real
he
like
climbed
special
it.
ops style.
He like, I'm not sure if he got to the very top, but he climbed the scaffold because they have hella scaffolding around
Yeah.
it, and he climbed the scaffolding to like a very high point.
I have a friend, he climbed one of the pyramids.
No
And
way.
he posted a video of being on top of the pyramid.
No fucking way.
And then the next thing he posted is like, you can see all these cop cars, all these people
course.
down there, like as if he's like, you know, when someone climbs a building and they have all the, like everybody's down there, paramedics, police, everyone, just because you don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, in the photo, you see all of them. And then the next thing is his knees are all skinned. Like, they like pulled him down
they
and roughed
fucked
him up, bro.
Oh,
Because they were like,
no.
what are you doing?
I heard
He like had
that
this crazy, I don't know, he had this whole thing.
I heard they don't fuck around.
And they
the
were
Egyptian
not
police.
playing, bro.
Yeah.
That's
'Cause
some crazy shit.
That's a a fucking historic relic that you're like
Yeah,
walking
dude.
on top of.
You're just up there like, hey, check me out.
Yeah, bro. You know what's crazy is there was this other Russian dude who did the same thing, and he climbed one of those pyramids, and he like posted a photo and a couple of videos from the top, and you could see in the photos and videos where he's at the very very top, one of the last bricks on top, and they have like scribbles on them.
Oh
and I
my
was just like,
God.
damn, that's fire! Like these old ass scribbles that no one even sees.
Did you see that thing T-Rail posted, bro? It's like that the tip of the pyramids are, or the pyramids are just the tip of the whatever it's called, the mollusk or whatever, and it's like a legit like
It continues further
whole
down.
freaking column that goes all the way down into the earth, and it's just like this
Whoa.
big rectangle, and then the center of where it pops out of the ground is where the point is, and that's all we get to see is the pyramid.
Oh shit!
That T-Rail posted that. That's crazy. I was like, damn, that shit really does make you think.
No, bro. Have you you watched Joe Rogan interviews at all?
Yeah, I do for sure.
You ever watched the Graham Hancock ones?
I don't know off the top of my head.
He, dude, all of Joe Rogan interviews are hella long, but the ones with Graham Hancock, they're like 3.5 hours to 5 hours long, and he has like 7 of them with him.
Crazy
and the Graham
info, huh?
Hancock and this other dude, I forgot his name, but bro, he does like hella research on like historical monuments and shit, and how they tell you the pyramids in school that they're like 2,000 or 3,000 years old. And him, along with his friend, who's like this geologist guy who was like teaching at like Yale at one point. He's like a really accredited geologist, and how they have hella proof that the pyramids are much, much older than they actually are. And like it gets hella deep and interesting. I like listening to that type of
dude.
shit.
You gotta send me that link, bro.
It's fire, dude.
That's crazy. No, but you never know, man.
I definitely, I feel like I subscribe to that idea that like, they tell us that civilization only goes back like 10, 15K years of us living as a culture and farming and shit. But
Yeah.
there's like hella proof nowadays that it goes back even 100, 200, probably even further. And even beyond that, we've probably gotten to points like this before where we have like, some sort of cars, electricity, air conditioning, all this shit. And then some sort of cataclysmic event happens.
It goes back to
And
Yeah.
and it's pretty. He brings up a good point where he's like, bro, if something happens right now where we have no electricity, everyone in the whole world has no electricity for half a year, right? He's like, who are the people that are going to survive? It's only the people who already live, like indigenous people who live off the land. You know what I
Exactly.
mean? Like who are the only ones who are going to survive. We don't know how to farm.
Exactly.
We survive off like trucks importing our water and food into Los Angeles. As soon as that stops and electricity's over, we're going to die very quickly.
as soon as freaking the local grocery store runs out of water, we flip out.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
It's over. And it's like the only people who are going to survive are the people who already live off the land. And,
Exactly.
And guess what? Like if civilization restarts with them, they don't know anything about an iPhone. They don't know anything about a car. So if civilization restarts from this, like, this very old point, it's like they're
That's
not
all they
gonna
know.
they're not gonna pass on any shit that
Exactly.
we already found out.
Exactly. It could all reset. You never know.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what's crazy, man.
I like getting faded and listening to those podcasts. Makes you think. Like you're like, whoa,
Bro,
this is
I
crazy.
be watching the crazy stuff, Discovery Channel. Like that's why I asked you about flat Earth and round Earth and stuff. I just wanted to get your opinion on it.
Yeah, I've never been a subscriber to the flat Earth theory,
Yeah.
but I am like a fan of. Have you heard of the inner Earth theory? How like there's
an ocean in the Earth.
not just an ocean, but like apparently there's like other pockets or even a whole nother layer of Earth where there is plant life, animal life that all survive with like no light but just live down there.
How the heck?
And there's actually, you know, what's funny is I saw this like I didn't get to fact check yet, but I saw this like IG post about like this place in China where they've basically found a giant like sinkhole where it gets like no light at all, and they have trees and shit that live down there, and these trees are like ancient ass trees they don't see anymore anywhere else. They're only in this like little fucking.
What are they growing off of? Just the soil?
Whatever's down there. Yeah, they like created their own ecosystem.
That's so crazy, bro.
That shit's sick.
Man, so how did you and Riley meet?
It's pretty interesting. Where basically, Riley was a fan of Juice WRLD and Aaron Carter, right? And she wasn't like a big fan of No Jumper in particular, where she was like watching it as much as I was. But she just told me that through trying to find, you know, information or like videos about, you know, interviews of Juice WRLD and getting stuff recommended to you about Juice WRLD and Aaron Carter, she got recommended the No Jumper interviews of Juice WRLD and Aaron Carter, and she got put onto No Jumper because of that. And R.I.P. Aaron Carter, by the way. But Aaron Carter had came on an episode a long time ago, and basically he came on an episode. He acted hella wild. That same day, Adam did a live stream where he was doing like a recap of that episode, and he invited me on to like talk with him about, you know, to do the recap. And I was kind of like giving Aaron the benefit of the doubt and like kind of getting his back, like, oh, you know, I think he wasn't acting that wild because of this, whatever it is. I was kind of like, you know, trying to give him the benefit of the doubt. Then he came on again like a week or two later, and he like recognized me during a podcast. He's like, come over here, and he like gave me a hug and shit. And then Riley said that that's when she first saw me on camera, and then she was just like, oh, he's cute or some shit. And then she like followed me on Instagram, and then like I messaged her. I was like, yo, what's up? And she lived in the Bay Area at that time. And she was basically saying like, hey, I'm going to San Diego to get my hair done, because like she originally was working in San Diego, and literally right before we like met each other through Instagram, she had just moved back to the Bay Area from San Diego. So she like getting girls' hair shit is like incredibly expensive, I guess. So she goes to San Diego, and it's like worth it for her to meet up with her old boss so she could do her hair, whatever it is. So she was going to San Diego. She's like, hey, I could stop by LA along my way. She ends up stopping by. We hang out, and then we just keep hanging out from there. And then I just really liked her, and I just wanted her to keep visiting. She just kept visiting me. Then we eventually decided. Actually, this is a really interesting part where at one point she drove out here to visit me for like a couple days, and because she's like from the Bay Area. And right when she was visiting me, the lockdown happened for COVID.
No way.
And everyone was like so worried and scared. They're telling everyone stay home, and like, you know, I've never been the biggest subscriber to that whole thing, but even I was at that point, I didn't know what was going on. So I was like, okay, let's just stay home for now. Like they're asking. So she was told to stay home. And then also she had basically, because of the lockdown, she lost her job because all businesses closed and shit. So she lost her job, and she had to be on lockdown. Then she was like, I'm gonna just stay here. You know, I was like, you know, you're more than welcome to stay here. Like, you know, I love you and shit. Or like, I like being with you and shit. So I was like, you're more than welcome to stay here. So because of COVID, she stayed with me for like, I don't know, 2-3 months. And then they like kind of lifted the lockdown. And then we eventually just decided, like, because of COVID, we just spent all day, every day with each other. And it kind of really pushes a relationship, like the growth really quickly, I feel like. And we just kind of quickly decided, maybe after 5-6 months of knowing each other, to get an apartment together.
Nice.
And then we like got an apartment, and then now it's been 3 years actually, now that we've been together.
Amazing, bro. That's awesome.
Thank you, man.
Congrats, bro. It's a beautiful thing.
Yeah, that COVID love.
For sure. That COVID bomb, you know what I mean?
I heard of some shit called like COVID babies, like how there's like a bunch of babies being born during COVID.
Do you see any babies in your near future? What's up?
I don't know,
any little Yuriys in the plans?
I would definitely, you know, we would definitely both want to, but it's just like some financial restrictions where I'm just like, bro, like, you know, even now, like I can't imagine adding a kid to the mix. Like, like I don't want to make my kid's life hard and my life harder. You know, it's like
you're still grinding. You're on your journey still. You know what I mean?
It's like I feel like, and it's kind of weird because I've talked to other dudes who are dads already, and they're telling me like, you're never gonna feel like you're ready. They're like, you're always gonna feel like you have to get to some point, but they're like, you just gotta do it eventually. But I'm like, I don't know, bro. It's like it seems like a lot to bite off, especially when you're basically like almost living paycheck to paycheck. You're like, bro, it's gonna be impossible.
Yeah, for sure. Definitely. I think we should do like a little whammy, dude. I had this thing called Stoner Olympics where I would do like, see how much many different things I could smoke out of, like a bong, a pipe, a dab.
Shit.
But we don't have all that right now. So I think we should do a shot. And going back to the the glass collection, I have a 3-foot bong. I would love for you to try that out.
Shit, I'm down,
we'll
bro.
bring the 3-foot bong out. We'll do that.
Well, holy crap, dude! Look at that thing. Is it hard to get that? You know, because I know like the more space there is, like the more pause suction you're gonna have to create
So
and
look,
shit.
man, you're at the wolf house, so you gotta blow the house down, bro.
Oh shit! Damn, this
Dude,
thing is
honest,
heavy
bro.
too.
But first and foremost, yeah, so this is the 3-footer. It hits like a regular bong, honestly.
It does,
it's
really.
not like you really have to try too hard.
No facts.
So you won't have to pull it too hard.
No facts. Honestly.
We're gonna see right now.
Oh shit.
But I would like for you to pick a flavor. We have some nice flavors
That's a
from
tall ass
Mad
bong.
and Glass right here. Or what the hell did I say? We have some nice flavors from Mad and bro.
I feel you, bro.
So right here we have some nice flavors from Mavin Genetics.
Let's go.
Once again, not a sponsored post, but I just want you to choose one. We have honey, lemon, hibiscus. I don't know how to say that.
Paradiso or Paradiso?
Paradiso.
Saturn OG.
Paradiso.
Paradiso, maybe.
Maybe.
Yeah. Let's do the Paradiso.
You fuck
Fuck
with
it.
it?
Yeah.
Alright, let's go to Paradise.
The name is crazy, so I'm down.
These right here.
Paradiso or
That's pretty
Paradiso.
hot. Yeah, 34%.
Jeez.
So
The packaging is on point. That's
Yeah,
crazy.
the super fire packaging. Nothing for sale, of course. 21 and up. Make sure you're 21 and up. You're puffing with us.
Facts.
Yeah, check that out, guys.
Whoa. That looks fire, dude.
Let me clear this thing. Oh, bad. Appreciate it.
I'm excited. I haven't taken a bong grip in a long time, and I've never hit a bong this tall, so I'm super
Perfect.
excited.
First time for everything, man.
The bong was actually the first way I ever smoked ever.
Really?
Was through a bong.
That's
But I didn't know how to use it, so my homie had to
You had to do it for you?
he had to like fill it up, and then he
Yeah.
like had me clear it. You know what I mean?
Have you ever hit a gravity bong before?
Yeah.
You know,
yeah. I've
the
hit a-
tilty ones with the.
No, I would make them like with a plastic water bottle and like
Yeah,
a bucket
yeah.
and shit at
Oh,
home.
that's sick. The makeshift
Yeah.
gravity bong.
Yeah,
I
the
love
makeshift
that.
gravity bongs. I used to do that shit. I used to do like a bunch of weird stuff to get high, like fucking. I used to love doing. Me and my homies used to love doing bombleclots, that we would call it. Is basically when you would take 2 swishers and roll them together long ways and make a super long blunt. But then like the older I got, the more I realized I'm like, bro, that shit tastes like hella resin towards the end. Like smoking a long ass blunt like that's so dumb.
Like, I'm going back to joints.
Yeah, exactly.
All
Oh
right.
shit!
I'm
All
gonna
right.
Do this. Can you see this?
Here, you're gonna have to clear, take the bowl out for me.
Alright.
Yo, this is, bro. You could kill someone with this, dude.
All right.
Let's
I'm just
go.
gonna rest you right here.
This is crazy, dude.
All right.
It's like all the way over there, and I'm all the way over here. All right, cheers.
Cheers, brother. I'm just kidding. Wasn't too bad. It's like just like a regular bong.
For some reason, I expect it to be like harder to hit, but yeah,
Yeah.
it's like any other ball.
Not too bad.
Wow.
Shout out to the 3-footer.
Bro.
I think Leisure Glass made this one.
I can't imagine cleaning that thing, dude. That must be such a
yeah,
pain
this
in
one's
the
kind
ass.
of a pain now. Yes,
Oh
sir.
shit.
How is it? Chip?
That was fire.
There we go. 3-foot bong in the house.
Bro, I remember I used to be able to like take the craziest, milkiest hits, but now I like it's almost like you have to do it all the time in order to be able to do
Yeah.
it. Now it kills me.
Yeah, it does it like it feels like an overwhelming feeling.
Bro,
Like
no,
it
for real.
It like floods your lungs. Yeah.
Especially dabs, bro. Like
Tell me about dabs.
I can take like, you know, normal size dabs, and I actually a long time ago I used to only smoke dabs for like a year, and I was taking hella dabs. I was able to smoke like the biggest dabs and be fine and all that shit. But now, if I take like too big of a dab, I'm coughing forever, bro. I'm not sure if it's just because I've been smoking for so long, but it just I feel like it's the expansion of the smoke. You know what I mean?
I feel that.
Like a bong, like I guess when you're smoking it, the smoke is already fully expanded. So
That's
everything
true.
you get, it just compresses. But a dab smoke, it goes inside you and it starts expanding because it's
You feel your
compressed.
lungs like open up.
And that's why you feel that crazy ass feeling with like you're drowning or some shit. It's fully expanding in your lungs.
Oh man. Wow. What's your favorite thing about hanging out with, like, I guess I could say like I don't know, the Fig Community World crew, like AD, T-Rail, like all those guys. Like there's a lot of them. They all seem super cool, but like what's
Exactly.
like the coolest part about just like when you're all together?
Just like, I don't know, it's like a fun vibe. It's like a good energy. And then also, it's like cool to be surrounded by other people who are in the same kind of like career path or or you guys have the same interests. You know what I mean? Like it's kind of cool to be with other people because like you get to relate on subjects a little bit more. You know, because I have like a bunch of other homies I've known my whole life, but none of them do YouTube or content creation. And at a certain point, like in the conversation, it could get a little bit distant because I'm worried and thinking about stuff that has to do relating content.
Yeah.
And to them, they might be like, I'm tired of hearing about your YouTube shit.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah.
Like, but you're talking to a fellow YouTuber, he's like, oh yeah,
So
I
they
hate
can
that
relate.
shit. What about this? You know,
Yeah.
like it's more relatable and stuff like that. So I enjoy having friends that like are in the same like spheres I am.
Yeah.
You know?
Like you get to hang out with like-minded individuals.
Exactly,
And build
yeah.
on each other's ideas pretty much, right?
And it's just like it's always like a good time, good vibe. You know, they're generally good people, and like I just like the energy they bring to live streaming and shit too. You know, just like a completely different energy that I could potentially bring.
Yeah, it's you guys all bring a very refreshing energy. I feel like the podcast and just YouTube, shit, the world needed this, you know what I mean?
Thank you, man.
That freaking camaraderie you guys bring and just everything, the energy it shows on camera. So
No fact. I was
wanted to ask about that.
I was just talking about this the other day with Garrett Jenner. Shout out to him,
Shout out to
by the way,
Garrett
because he's
Jenner
been
for-
helping me out a
yeah.
lot recently with like live streaming shit.
Sick.
But I was talking to him the other day where like it was like me, him, Brian Arnett, and this homie Zion were like having a good ass conversation, and we're like, yo, this could have been a podcast, right? And I was like, we're kind of thinking about how like, you know, you have those certain friends in your life where anytime you guys talk, it's a really cool, fluid conversation, but it will be cool to put on a podcast, but your guys' schedules don't align. You know what I mean? Maybe they're not content creators. This is just how you guys talk on off air all the time. It's like, it's hard to find people that you really vibe with, and then also you get your schedules align, and then also you guys are down to do a podcast together.
Exactly.
It's like a rare thing to find, I feel like, or a hard, difficult thing to fake, you know?
Yeah, 100%.
And that's what I really appreciate with like the homies I have, like where we do content together is like, it's like a genuine friendship, and
it feels natural.
it just fell together
It looks
naturally,
natural,
and you know, people fuck with it.
That's awesome, man. What advice would you have for any upcoming streamers, like people just starting out or people who look up to you, you know, people just getting into skating but also getting into content, you know?
Yeah, well, like particularly with streamers, like this is a piece of advice that I didn't really think about until Ice told me this, and I feel like this is really good advice because I've had a lot of people, you know, who see my streams and they DM me telling me like, hey, I want to stream too, I want to get into live streaming, and I always like, you know, try to help people out as much as I can, but I always don't really know how to guide people, right? And he kind of told me, he's like, dude, because I asked him when I had him on my podcast, I was like, what would your advice be to an upcoming streamer? And he said, like, if you are a person that's starting from scratch and you're trying to get into the content world, live streaming is like the worst idea because no one tunes into a new live streamer, really, unless you already have like a built audience. The only people tuning into, especially on YouTube, the only people tuning into an audience are people that follow you on Instagram, already follow you on YouTube, follow you on other content, you know, platforms and social medias. It's like you have to do shit that's out of streaming. You know what I mean? You have to do stuff on TikTok or something like that. Find other ways to get eyes onto your streams. Like if you're trying to become a streamer, you can't just go live like, you know, 5 times, 7 times a week, you know, for 5 hours every day and expect that, you know, there's going to be people joining. There might be, but it's very unlikely.
Or that's like boxing yourself in.
It's kind of like, you're boxing yourself in. Like you got to like be able to like expand your like even I'm dealing with this too now, like where not too now, but like I feel like every content creator deals with this where you can have an audience, right? But like you want to grow your audience, but you know, YouTube doesn't always do the best job at promoting you and shit. So, and this is something I'm lacking on where like this would really be beneficial for me and my channel if I went on TikTok and just made clips of everything I did and posted like 10, 20 clips a day.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter if it gets 10 views, 20 views, 100 views, 10,000 views, a million views.
Consistency.
Any new view on another platform is potentially a new person that's going to join your stream. And like the more you lack on that, the more like you're boxing yourself in. You're like just relying on this one thing. Guess what? If YouTube goes away, you're a nobody. You know what I mean? Like you have to expand yourself to like all platforms as a content creator. And that shit's hella hard if you're doing everything by yourself like I am. You know, like I don't have time to edit TikToks and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Diversify your bonds, basically.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah, diversify what you do and shit.
I feel you, man.
I think we have to wrap up here.
I think we got to wrap up, man. Any last words or anything you want to say to the people out there?
I just gotta say I appreciate you for having me on. Thank you so much, man. Thank you so much for coming on my podcast. And shout out to everyone that fucking watches this, dude.
Dude, thanks for coming to the Wolf House.
Oh,
my
no
man.
problem, dude.
Cheers to you, bro.
Oh yeah, cheers, man. Let's go. Whew. That was good. How long was that?
That's about an hour and a half.
Hour and a
Do we
half.
have time for a shot or no?
That flew by.